Hey world, my name is Sheila. I go by the Crow River Stitcher here on YouTube, on Instagram, and I go by She So Sassy on Etsy store. I sell project bags, which I haven't made any or restocked for a few weeks, but hopefully I will be back to that in the next couple weeks and I will get a restock going. So there's nothing in there right now, but you can check, or if you follow my shop, also, I think they'll announce when I post stuff. So if you're interested in any project bags, just follow my shop over there. I'll put everything in the link here. So welcome. This is a channel about cross stitching, crocheting, sewing, any arts and crafts stuff that I just feel like doing, I do. So welcome. And if you're new, hi. And if you're returning, welcome back. This is such an awkward, it's been, oh my goodness, it's been a month since I've been on and a lot has happened. My last video, if you guys watched, I'll start in with the personal stuff. The elephant in the room. Everybody's probably wondering what's been going on with Sheila. She's still kicking. I'm still kicking. So last video, if you haven't paid attention, I announced that I had endometrial cancer and I had just found out like a week prior. So I was processing everything. I had a meltdown on here, tears, but you know, that's life, right? We all go through these little roller coaster rides in life and we're just like hanging on to dear life sometimes. And then the other times we're like, wee. So, the update. So I met with my oncologist and surgery is the only option, you know, and so usually she was booked out like 6 to 8 weeks. She's like, I'm usually booked out 6 to 8 weeks. And my heart just sunk. I'm like, no, I cannot wait 2 months. Because, I mean, just, I was going insane. I was crawling out of my skin with worry and stress and the unknown and what's going on. So, but she goes, but I happen to have an opening next week. And I'm like, I'll take it. Like I'd lay on your operating table right this second if I could. So I only had to wait a week to get in and it was like a full hysterectomy. They take the ovaries, the tubes, the uterus, the cervix, and a couple lymph nodes to test and make sure if the cancer has spread, you know, where did it go? Is it contained? So then I had surgery. It will be 2 weeks on Wednesday already. Yeah, 2 weeks tomorrow. That first week was tough. Pretty painful, lots of sleeping, laying around, and then, you know, the nerves because you're waiting for the pathology to come back. And I had like stuff going on. I had my birthday like a couple days before the surgery. Yeah, the surgery was on the 18th. My birthday was on the 15th. My husband's birthday was just the other day. My daughter's birthday's this weekend. So like all these birthdays going on and the stress of this cancer and what's going on. So yeah, I was a nervous wreck. And then last Thursday, I get an email, you know, we have, you know, the My Charts, you know, when you get a lot of, if you're signed up for like emails and when they send stuff to your My Chart, you get a notification and you're like, and I remember, so my husband, was he off Thursday? He might have been off that Thursday after or came home early. I don't remember, but we were outside and I happened to look at my phone and I saw the email and my heart's just like pounding. I'm like, oh, the pathology's back. And I didn't know, do I want to open it? Do I not want to open it? My appointment with my oncologist isn't until October 10th. Talk about all the results. So I was like, am I even going to understand the chart? Like, what's everything mean? And so I was like, babe, and we both sat down out on the trailer outside, and I'm just shaking, opening it up, and I read it, and I'm like, okay, does that mean, what's this mean? You know, and then I'm Googling stuff, and it looked like it was best case scenario, that it was a 1A, and that they got it early, but I couldn't really know for sure, because it said it went like 1 millimeter into the muscle of my uterus, you know. And so I know, like, depending on how much it goes out of your, like, you have the uterus lining, that's where the cancer starts, and then it can go through your muscle into the uterus out. But so I messaged, just said, hey, is this best case scenario? I'm hanging on by a thread here, you know, and I know my appointment's not until October 10th, and it was like it was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the email came in. And so I knew they were all gone. So I went to bed that night, and I'm like, I thought I could really kind of do a sigh of relief, but I'm like, didn't know for sure. And then that next morning, her assistant just sent, she goes, yes, this is best case scenario. The doctor hasn't had a chance to look at your chart yet, but she will respond sometime today. And then in the afternoon, was that Wednesday or Thursday or Friday? I don't know. My memory has been completely off the rails. Like, I can't remember anything. It's like when they tell you you have cancer, you're like you're just in this fog. So the next morning I saw her, and then in the afternoon, the doctor responded, and she wrote, it was a very early, very small endometrial cancer. It was treated by surgery. You will not need any more treatment. And I read that, and I mean, just waterworks, bawling. And I was heading out for a walk. That's right. I just started for a walk, and the message came in, and bawling. I'm like, you know, slowly walking down my driveway, recouping, you know, because pain, and I'm bawling. And luckily we live out in the country, so no neighbors are going to see me, but I'm just like sobbing and shuffling down the driveway, you know, trying to get some exercise in. And I just was like, thank you, Lord. Praise the Lord. Thank you. Thank you. And all that said, oh my gosh, I'm just rambling. Thank you guys for every message that you sent, every email, Instagram message, reaching out to me, just prayers and good, you know, keeping me in your thoughts. And I mean, every time I get a new response on on my video, you know, positive encouragement, you guys sharing your cancer stories, and your loved ones that have dealt with cancer, and just encouraging me. Like, every time I start like just going deep in those dark places of your mind, I'd get a message of encouragement and prayer, and it's just like pulled me back out again. So you guys, for everyone who messaged me, and even I know there's people who probably prayed for me who didn't message me, just, you know, kept me in your thoughts. And thank you. I see you. I know you're there, because I'm that person too. When I'm watching somebody's video, I might not post anything, but I just say a quick prayer or think about them, and like hold them in my thoughts. So I know you guys are out there, and thank you. I mean, hundreds of people. Just, and the power of prayer for me, I mean, I'm a Christian, and so like he answered every single one of my prayers for being able to get into surgery quickly, being able to do the surgery the easy way, the laparoscopy way. Like, I just have 5 incisions. I look like a little jack-o'-lantern, you know, they're like all across my stomach, and they didn't have to go in the major way where they just cut you from belly button all the way down. So that was one of my answered prayers, and the pathology coming back is another answered prayer. And so, yeah, with this outcome, I have a like 95% chance of 5 years out, you know, and more. So I just continue to pray that the cancer hadn't spread anywhere. It doesn't look like it did. But I did have to go in for genetic testing because the cancer cells under the microscope showed this gene, this mismatched gene that's under this Lynch syndrome. So they think I have Lynch syndrome, which I'm higher risk for colon cancer, then endometrial cancers, some stomach cancers, skin cancers, which I've already had basal cell, and I had melanoma a couple years ago. That was caught really early. They just cut it out. So I'm probably have this gene. I just went in Monday for a blood test, and I'll get that back in a couple weeks, which I'm prepared to have it. Like, I think I have it. I mean, the family history, this, you know, like people with Lynch syndrome, you have between colon cancer and endometrial cancer for women, it's like 49% chance, you know, like higher than the average person. So, and I've had colonoscopy since I've been in my 30s because I know I had family history, and I've had to go in like every couple of years because of polyps. And like one time that was a little more aggressive polyp, I had to go in like 6 months, and then 1 year, and then another year. So it looks like I probably have this syndrome, which just means I'm more apt to get a cancer again, but not necessarily. But I just have to stay on top of things, getting screened. I'll probably have to have it in the scope go down my stomach for stomach cancers and stuff like that. So yeah, it sucks. And then my daughter has a 50-50 chance of having the gene also. So once she turns 18, which is Saturday, she can get in for genetic testing, and then just know that if she does test positive for this Lynch syndrome, you know, that she'll just have to go in early in her 30s. And, you know, if she does have kids early, then get a hysterectomy and get all that stuff out. And so, yeah, it stinks, but it could be worse, right? It could be worse. So thank you guys. Thank you. 13 minutes of me rambling about all that. But I know you guys have been reaching out to me, and I'm like, I got to get on here and give them an update. So thank you. Thank you all. All right. Should we get on with the show of cross stitch? So the first few days I was not in the mood to do anything, just slept and painkillers. But within like 5 days, I started feeling a little bit better, and I could sit up much easier and walk around and get around. And so I started stitching. I was in the mood, and I'm like, okay, let's get back to stitching. So I started and finished a shepherd's bush, the spooky notes. Oh, and I didn't bring out the chart because this is the finished look of it. And it's completely done, other than I have buttons to put on. And I didn't know if I want to finish this in a little frame or a little pillow. So I haven't put the buttons on because I don't know how I'm going to finish it, which way, and how cumbersome it's going to be, because some of the buttons are chunky. They're back there, but they're cute. They've got little pumpkins and stuff. So this is on the called for. It said flax. I ordered it in flax, but it didn't say flax on the thing. I got it from 123 Stitch. It was just like natural or something. And it's, I believe it's 28 count. All of them are supposed to be on 28 count because of the buttons. But you could totally do it without the buttons. I mean, it looks done. I mean, right there's got a hole where there's a button that you make a bigger spider. But then there's like, you just add them around. So you really could do it without the button pack, but So I don't know, pillow or a little frame. It's tiny. It's like 3.5 by 5 or so. So it would fit in like a 4 by 6-ish frame. I don't know how, if it's, I forgot to measure, if it's going to be perfect margins on either side or not. So I don't know. I have to measure and figure it out. But a pillow would be really cute too. And I like little pillows. I don't, you know, because I've only been cross stitching for less than a year, I don't have much for any, you know, finished product. I have a few, so I like the pillows. So that is a start and a finish. And then I framed, it's loosely framed. It's, I had finished this is a Theresa Kogut, and it is Love is the Key. And I had finished this quite a while ago, and I've been looking for a frame, and I found this thrifting, and it was really kind of more brassy. And so I used some Rub and Buff. I think that's what it's called. I got a set. They come in these little tubes. Yeah, Rub and Buff. And I put the antique gold on here. And then I did like a little bit of black too, just to rough it up. But I might just go more just solid antique gold. I love the frame. I love ornate stuff. Like my living room is kind of, how would I describe my living room? Kind of ornate-y / modern, not modern. Tradition, no, not tradition. I don't know how to even explain my style. I don't know, but I love ornate, and I love simple too. It just depends. It depends on the vibe, but because these little dapper bunnies are so proper, and I don't know, I envisioned an ornate frame for it. And I don't have it stretched in completely. I just have it lightly pinned because the margins are smaller on the sides and larger on the top and bottom. So I didn't know if that was going to bother me or not. I have it hanging and it doesn't really bother me. And technically, my husband could cut the frame. It's not really wood, but he's got all kinds of different saws, and so he could maybe cut it down, but in a way, I don't hate it, and I could stretch it a little bit more. I don't know. I think it's fine. I like it. It looks cute on the wall. So it's not perfectly even because I didn't know if I wanted to commit or not. So I'll probably go in and stretch it better and make it more like perfect. Or I find a completely different frame. Who knows what I'll do. But for now, it's just, it's in there and it's hanging up, and I think it's really pretty. I like it. So that was kind of a fully finished finally, maybe. All right, so next was my birthday start. So my birthday was the 15th of September, and I was planning on starting Elizabeth Weston. And I had talked about, I had got this. It's, what is this one called? Oh, truffle. Picture this plus truffle. And I really loved it. And it looked really great. But I didn't order, I only got a sample size to see if I liked the color. So I was going to order on 1, 2, 3 stitch, the big size, because this is like 400 by 300 or something. Oh no, 430 by 449. It's a huge girl. So I was going to order a big chunk of it. I did not order it in time. And then Saturday morning, so my birthday was Sunday. So yeah, Saturday morning, I woke up and I'm like, I roped my husband and my daughter into taking a trip down to Welcome Stitchery in Blue Earth, Minnesota, which is like a 2-hour car ride for us. And they were not in the mood, but it was my birthday weekend. And they're like, okay, we'll go with you. And so they kind of roamed, and I went in and was going to look for a piece of fabric for this, just to have it to start the next day for my birthday. And so I found this, which it's bramble. Picture this plus bramble. And it's a really cool, you know, it's just not showing so great. It's got pinky purple, where this is a warm pink. Both of them are really pretty. But so I picked this because she had a big chunk in the store that was going to fit. It's going to be tight. I think I have like a 1.5 inch margin on either side. But the length will be fine. So I started it. And I had all the soie de, I think that's how you say it, silks for it. And I started all like the border, right? And got that, and then went up and put some of this in. Oh, all the leaf of that. I think it's 525 or whatever. And then it's called for the next color, which I did, which was a little lighter. And then it called for the next color. There's like three here. So it was supposed to be kind of medium, light, and then dark. And I pulled out the 526. So 525 and 526 for the soie delgé. And they are identical. It says on the thing, it had the correct 525 and 526, but so this is 525 to 526. I cannot tell a difference. They are completely identical. And I don't know if because they're one shade off, if it's barely noticeable or not, or if they messed up when they labeled them from the company. So I'm so bummed, because I'm like, okay, there's no difference. There we go. Yeah, I cannot tell it. I pull it out in the sunlight. I had my husband look at it. So if you guys have 525 and 526, let me know if there's a difference in that. So what I was going to do is just order another 525 and 526 from 123 Stitch and see if there's a difference. Because in the chart, you can see the clear difference. So yeah, there are absolutely identical. So do I have to scratch everything and frog it all out? Well, not completely everything, but a lot. Well, pretty much everything. Because I started with the lighter color, but it would be the darker color, I think, because they're both kind of dark. Because I pulled up the equivalents to the DMC, and there's quite a bit of difference. So I think if that's wrong, then the dark is here, where this should all be light. I mean, I could leave. No, I'd have to take pretty much everything out. So at this point, I like this. What do you guys think of this? Other than these colors really blend in and ghost a lot. This one, you could see, these here, you could see a little bit better, and especially in person, that shows up. But then this really light one here that goes all the way around, it's not showing up at all. So then part of me is like, it would definitely show up on this. And I'm like, all right, do I order another big piece of this truffle and restart it on here, and then just eventually frog that, you know, because this is a nice big piece. I don't want to have to ruin it all. It's a lot of frogging, but I'll just maybe hire my husband or my daughter out to frog it, or I could just do it someday. But though that's my option. What do you guys think? Stay on bramble, frog it all, or start on a new piece on here to show the light color. Because yeah, around here, there's just a lot of the light. And it's just not, even in person, it's really hard to see. I mean, I'm sure because there's a lot of, you know, modeling on this, it'll show up on some spots, but really it's just not showing up much. And I mean, to spend years, I don't know how long that's going to take me, but a long time to spend all that time and not show up. Oh, and then also that white house down there. I wanted to pop a little bit more too. So did I just talk myself into buying the truffle? I might have. All right. Well, anyhow, I know I for sure have to buy more of this. I think I'll need it anyhow. But yeah, to see what color is right and wrong. But let me know down in the comments if you have both of those, if there is a big difference or if it's just not a big difference, and I'll just keep on going. I don't know. All right. Next thing I worked on was the Nora Corbett or Halloween Fairy, it's called. And you can get this off of Hirschners.com. And I think that's the only place it's sold, like just the PDF of it. So she has been working on for a few months, and this is on 32 count cobblestone by Atomic Ranch Fabrics. And all of the DMC is done and stitched, and now I'm working on some of the Krynic and the beading. So, and then down here, there you can see the Krynic. And then I just started beading, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hate beading. I was not having fun. I felt like I was all thumbs. And then I started with the kind of the orangey beads here. And then and that was fine because there's a lot of space. But then I started working with these purple beads here. And because they were so close, they're all discombobulated, and they're not laying right. And I'm like, oh, and then I just moved on to up here, and those are laying nicely. And so I think I finally started getting the hang of it a little bit. And so I'll probably rip out the purple beads and redo it, because I think I might have missed like a hole or half a hole, and they're just not laying as nice as I know they can. And I'm not hating the beading as much now that I'm getting the hang of it a little bit, but I'm just using the clear, like, sewing thread, the invisible thread, and it's so slippery and thin, and it's just like my needle will fall out, and then I'm trying to grab a bead and drop in the bead tray, and oh my gosh, it's been a 3-ring circus trying to get the beads. But I think once I do more and more, it'll just get easier. So yeah, that's coming along good. I think my goal was to have it done by October, but you know, life happened, and so I'm a little delayed on everything right now, which is fine. It's just fine. But I'm really liking her. She'll get done. I just have, you know, some beads up and through here and some beads here and there, and some more back stitching. And yeah, I probably 3-4 more nights on her, and she will be done, which will be nice. Probably will not get it framed as quickly as I thought, but that's all right. It's fun. It's fun. All right. I worked on this one. It is Reflet de soie. I think that's how you say it. It's French, obviously. The company's Reflet de soie. And then the title of this is Anais Curveur-ish, you know, somewhere in there. You can get this on 1-2-3 stitch. And I love this. Love this one. This one, every time I start working on it, I don't want to stop. But this is being done on 40 count, lightly salted, not roasted by Be Stitch Me. And this is where I'm at. I can't remember where you saw it last. I know I started doing more of this up and through here. So that's where I've been working on the last day and a half. And yeah, I kind of do page by page. This one is actually in markup. So I've been having fun. Hit my 200 stitches goal on it, and then all the confetti comes down. You're like, yay. So this is also going to be big. I love this peachy fabric and the colors on here. They're so pretty. I love this one. Another big guy. Not as big as, I think my biggest one is going to be Elizabeth Weston. That is by far, I think, my biggest one to date that I've started. So this one feels small compared to that. And I barely started, and I have to maybe redo it. But all right, the next one I worked on was the Prairie Schooler for October. And I was really working hard to finish this by October 1st. Well, today's October 1st, so didn't get it done, but I'm close. I'm close. So this is on 40 count. Oh shoot. I think it's just like natural lamb's wool. There we go. Lamb's wool. 40 count lamb's wool. And the reason I did it on 40 count is because I have this calendar that they will all fit into every month. So I'm close. Let's see where I'm at. I've got some some pheasants along the bottom, and finish up some tree, and what else? Yeah, trees and leaves and a couple of little critters in the trees, and just about there. Yeah, pretty darn close. So this will be done in the next, couple weeks, and then I can get it finished, and I can start on November. Because every month I plan on starting whatever month we're in, and then if I don't finish, they'll start the next month. And so yeah, I loving these. They're so much fun. This one was pretty heavy stitch. All the fill-in, that is all full coverage in the pumpkins and the grass and everything. And this one says, fresh October brings the pheasants, then to gather nuts is pleasant. So yeah, there'll be a couple squirrels up in here, and then owl. Yeah, so cute. Love the Prairie Schoolers. And you know what? The Prairie Schoolers, they age really well. They're timeless. I love that about them. All right, the last thing I worked on, I think, that I can remember, maybe there's more, but the last thing I'm showing is, this is the Theresa Kogut Patreon Sal stitch along. It's a 2-year stitch along. It's called Hometown, and the 15th of every month comes out a new little section, and this month's section was right down here. So that willow finished, as part of the barn. You could kind of just see that little section there was all. So finished the front part of the barn, added some trees, and a new building is starting. and this fun little willow. That was a time-consuming willow. Just making sure you get the counting. Like, the buildings go so quick because you just fill in, not thinking, but then with here you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, and double check, triple check. So that tree took me two nights to do, but all caught up. I am caught up. This is on 40 Count Up in the Attic by Fox and Rabbit, and all caught up for the month of September. Yeah, so the next one will come out October 15th. So I've got 2 weeks of being able to just set this aside and not worry about it until the 15th. That one, I'm totally staying on track. The other stitch along that I'm a little behind on was that I didn't even work on is the, oh shoot, Satsuma Street one, Monster House. I'm behind on that, but it's just turned October. I've got all October to work on it. No worries, right? There's no worries. No worries at all. It's all good. Because I just keep telling myself, no rules. It's like you make the rules for yourself, but then you can also break the rules. So easy peasy. All right, so I have some haul from my little birthday soiree down in Welcome Stitchery. Like I said, my mind is still slow. Brain fog. And then also I got some happy mail, some encouraging, sweet mail from a few people. I got a sweet little card. This is from Joan. She sent me a little card with some encouraging words. And then I think a couple videos ago I was talking about Prairie Schooler and how I love some of these Halloween ones. So a viewer, Nancy, double check, had reached out and said she had this and she would like to give it to me. And I'm like, well, I would love to take it. So sweet of her to share her stash. I think I want to start this cat. Love him. He's just like, Row. And it's so funny because yesterday I was so I had to go get blood drawn yesterday, and then Joann Fabrics is like right across the street from the hospital. So of course I ran over there, and they had Halloween fabric that was like 50% off. I found this pattern. Look at this. Look at the cats. And even the owls, I know they have, I think, another Halloween that the owl looks just like that. But I'm like, holy cow, perfect for, I can make some project bags for the Prairie Schoolers. But love this retro fun print. Like I said, Prairie Schoolers they're like timeless. They do not age. They don't show their age. Because some of these were done, what, maybe back in the 90s even? 80s, 90s? Like a long time ago. Look at that cat. He cracks me up. It's just so much attitude. Reminds me of one of our cats we have. But yeah. Thank you, Nancy. And then Cindy from Canada sent me a beautiful card. Beautiful butterflies. I love butterflies. And she stitched up this Support Matters for me. And uterine cancer is peach. So she did it in peach. This is such a beautiful chart for people who are going through stuff, and you could change the color for any ribbon, you know, for any cancer color. And I'm not sure who the chart is by, but I'm sure if you Google it, it would pop up because, yeah. So she sent me this with some fabric and interfacing. I ironed on the interfacing already, and she sent some really cute peach fabric. I did find some peach fabric in my stash that I think I'll probably end up using because it's a little bit bigger. Because I think I wanted the margins a little bit bigger. And so I found this. It's like really cute little cross stitch motifs. So that will go perfect with that. So that's on my docket to finish. But yes, what a wonderful little gift for her to sit and stitch this up and send it to me. And I will always have this to remind me of all you beautiful souls out there who got me through some of the darkest moments to date. I think in life, it's been this and infertility that we dealt with for years. Those have been like the two most traumatic, like the personal things to happen to me. I mean, losing my parents and stuff, I mean, also traumatic. But yeah, there's something when you're faced with some health thing that's out of your hand. Maybe I'm a control freak. That's why, like, when you can't control something, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's bad. All right. Oh, and then Welcome Stitchery sent me a card too after I had been down there. So it's just so sweet. So sweet. Oh, I did have this month, I started the Fox and Rabbit fabric club. And so last month it was a gray one. I forgot to pull it out. And then this month is called Spun Moonlight, which is just a beautiful, warm, perfect color for any type of sampler. So maybe they planned it that way. Perfect sampler color for September's month of the club of the month. Yep. Or fabric of the month. That's what it's called. And I get the 40 count. I think a quarter yard. Is this quarter, fat quarter? I think so. But really pretty. So that I'm looking forward to every month, just kind of working on having a stash, because like I said, our closest LNS now, we had one that was an hour away from me, but now my closest one is 2 hours. So it's hard to get good fabric. I mean, you can order it online, but you can't really see it. So it's so nice to have like a little stash. So when you want to start a chart, you can actually look and, you know, put your floss on things in person. And so, yeah, I got that from Fox and Rabbit. And so then shopping wise, down at Welcome Stitchery. This is an exclusive down there for Minnesota. It's Étoile du Nord, means the North Star. That's for Minnesota. And Monarch, and then the Lady Slipper Flower. They should have put a big ass mosquito on here, because that's really like Minnesota. And then so yeah, I saw this on, I think, one of their videos a few months ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need that. So that was one of the big reasons I wanted to go down there, was to get this. And I got the sorry, I have to open this up. I got the colorful fabric, which is a printed fabric. Oh, this is by the Primitive Hair. I love the Primitive Hair stuff. And so this is called the Boleyn linen. Must be Anne Boleyn. And it's a printed, it's all printed. So when you can see it on the chart, it's all printed, and then she stands out with the white, and yeah, it's so cute. I'm so excited to start that one. And it's just calls for DMC. So I think I grabbed all the DMC when I was last at the store. So I want to start that soon. And then I also picked up this to add to some more stash. This is Color and Cotton Vanilla in 46 count. I thought that was really pretty. And I like 46 count too. So I just wanted to add another one. It's kind of pinky. Yeah, you could tell, well, I love pink. I'm a huge pink fan. And it's got kind of some pink undertone. Like here's the moonlight and then vanilla. So picked that up. And then I picked up a shepherd's bush stocking. I have stockings that I embroidered, like machine embroidered, and they're really cute. But I was thinking, when my daughter leaves, she's gonna want her stocking, and it'll break up the set. So if she wants her one that she's always had, the fuzzy one, I was going to make another stocking for me and my husband and my daughter for when she, you know, she's adult and comes over, and then maybe if she has kids, then I can add to this whole collection and do her kids. So, and I think their stockings are so cute, and I just wanted to start one really. And so they had this one. It's the Hector one. I think I'm going to start this one for my husband. It's a nice little manly Santa. And I got all the called for. It came all packaged up, so I just grabbed it all. It's got the beads and the Weeks Dye Works Pearl Cotton 5, and then the called for thicker, or the bigger thing. It looks like burlap, but it's just a big count with the pearl cotton. So I'll probably start that maybe in November, just work on it throughout December. I'm in no hurry because, you know, my daughter's hopefully going to be at home for another year or two. And by the time she moves out and on her own, then like we'll be all set. And then they also have, the Primitive Hair has a needlebook club series, and I signed up for that, and this came in the mail. And I should have took it out earlier, but I don't know how often if it's just a few a year or whatever, but they've had like a bunny one, and then she had in July, or they had a patriotic one. But I love these needle books. I really want the bunny one. I don't know if I can order that one, like back order it or not, but this was what came this month, and it's called Queen of the Needles series. And it's just a beautiful lady with some pretty motifs. And then the inside, you can put your, you know, different sizes. I might even do one, I might even write bead for like a bead needle or something. Who knows? But it came with this wooden thread holder, a little sample of, I don't know what this is. Some silk. Oh no, some Krynic silk. And then it's on the Primitive Hair Old Salem linen, and it's 30 count. So it's got a lot of fun modeling. It looks very antique and old. Love that. I mean, yeah, the needle books, they're so cute. I can't wait to have quite a few made. Maybe if I get ambitious, I could put a needle book in every little project bag. Probably not, because I have too many project bags, but yeah. All right. So that is my haul, and all cross stitching. And I did work on some crochet, like even prior to like during surgery. I even brought a crochet project the morning of my surgery, because you know you have to be there. Well, I had to be there at like 5:30 a.m. and surgery didn't start till 7:30, so you're just kind of sitting around. They're getting you all ready, but there's a lot of downtime sitting around. So I had brought a shawl that I'd been working on, and I'm just crocheting in the bed, you know, they're trying to hook me up, and she's like, oh, that's a good idea. And I'm like, I just need to keep my hands and head busy, because oh man. So this, it's all done, other than I have just a few little things to weave in, which will take me 2 seconds, and then I have to just block it. So I finished this little shawl. This is from Hobby Lobby. They have some hand dyed, I think it's merino wool. I think it's wool, if I remember right. I don't even have the thing anymore, but they have just a small section at the Hobby Lobby, like maybe 5 different colors of the hand dyed. And this was, I think it was like Mardi Gras, I want to say. Bright, fun colors. So me. And you can wear it like, so for me, like a little hot flash lady, where it's like in the winter, if you have like a big sweater and all of a sudden you get a hot flash, and you got to like pull off the sleeves and take it all off. Or like a shawl when you're just a little cold, you know, like warm up your shoulders a little bit. And I mean, this one isn't a really warm one, it's a lightweight one, but yeah. And then all of a sudden you have a hot flash, you're just like off. So easy on, easy off. And you could also wear it like under a jacket or something, where you could just kind of tuck it like this with the V shawl like that, and then wear your jacket over, so then your neck stays nice and warm. I have a shorter neck, so I don't like wearing clothes. Like there's a lot of women that wear these just kind of with their shirts, and I think it looks great on them, but I feel like I have such a short neck that I feel like I can't wear anything up really high like this and look good. I guess I could maybe wear it more like that. Yeah, see, I need to show some skin there, so I don't look like I have no neck. But most likely I'll just wear it around the house, the old fashioned way, just like a little old lady. All right, so that's, I finished, and it's just the granny square, like 5 rounds of granny square and like 3 rounds of double crochet. Super easy. And yeah, so I think I found there on YouTube, if I find the link, I'll link it down there, where she gives you the whole how to do it, and how to start it, yeah, so you could watch the whole video and do it. So that was really fun and easy. Another thing I worked on was I had bought the Lori Holt, her chunky thread, and I bought a bunch of fall colors. It's 100% cotton, and I love this thread. I need more of this thread. It's the Lori Holt chunky thread, and it's like a real light fingering weight to 2. And I started a granny stitch blanket from the fall, for a bunch of fall colors. Well, it's all kitty wampus, but there. So I just have, if you guys want to know the colors, I can write them all down, you know, if you are loving this for fall, and what colors I used. But I ran out. I'm like down to, you know, very little. So I need to order some more. It's just going to be a small throw. It's not going to be a huge blanket, just kind of like a little lap quilt. So I think I could get away with one more of each, because I think there's five different colors, 5 or 6. I don't know. I have to write it down. But love this for the fall. It looks all crooked because it's just weird, but I can wash it and block it, but it's straight. It just looks crooked in the middle, like, but I love the fall colors too. This would be really cute in color for shawl too. All right, and then the last thing I started, which just started yesterday, was another shawl. I'm into shawls. Well, 2, not so many, but this one, I got the pattern. This was a paid for pattern, and this one is not going to be a V shawl like a lot of shawls. This one's just going to be kind of a curve. So it sits like this. So it'll look like that, and then it just will come out. And the way she designed it, it kind of comes in just a little bit, so it looks like it hugs your shoulders and your armpits a little bit, you know, so it looks like not a sweater, but it's just will lay really nice. So I'm just using fun different colors from my stash, like about a 3. I'd like to end up, I was going to do a test run, and then if I really like the pattern and how it lays, then I think I'm going to get some like wool sock. She calls for, I think, sock weight, like 2, like a 2. So it'll be a little finer. Actually, I could probably do it in the Lori Holt, because this is just a little finer. Yeah, I could probably find some fun Lori Holt and then do it in that. So, I mean, it would be really pretty fall one too. But I'm just doing a test run in some colors that I have. Just add some more fun colors. I just like color. So I've been working on that. I'm loving the crocheting when I'm not in the mood to stitch and think. It's been great. And yeah. Oh, this was a sweater my daughter bought me for my birthday. I have to just stand up and show you. All right, a little slow still. It's strawberry shortcake. How cute is she with her little strawberries? I love it. And I love Peter Pan collars. Like, how cute would this be with just this cute little skirt too? But I just have some jeans on. But all right, that's a wrap, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you made it this far, thank you for letting me ramble and talk about everything. And thank you again for every comment and thought. And just thank you. I'm so relieved. My brain is still processing everything. Like, my body's healing, I think, faster than my mind is healing, because I'm still dealing with anxiety and some like stress, like not sleeping well. Like, I think it takes a while for your brain to catch up, to really process it all. So my mind is almost more scarred than my body right now. So yeah, that's going to take a little longer to heal, but it's all good. It's all good. Alrighty. Thank you. See you guys next time. Bye.